Hey, welcome to Radio Labyrinth. Wait a minute. Hold on. We'll start over again for the other people. Welcome to Radio Labyrinth, the Gen X pop culture podcast that covers anything and all things, movies, TV, radio, podcasts, books, as long as we like them. I'm your host, Tim Andrews, a regional semi-famous Atlanta radio personality, and these are my co-hosts, Jeff Leboff and Stephanie Swain.
Hey.
Ira Malkin is going to join us as soon as he gets his thing figured out. This is season 5, episode 20. What one is this, Jeff? Oh, it's episode 25. Wow, holy crap.
That's crazy.
Awesome? Yeah, 25 weeks. And how many of those have been under lockdown? We're not really under lockdown, but we will be again, I imagine.
I don't think they're never going to do that again.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll be like this street can't go out, and then next week this street can't go down. But on the watching the news today, and a surprise, a big wet market in China has been shut down.
Oh, pangolins.
All right. So you can hear me, but you can't see me still, right?
We can smell you. No, we started. Welcome, Ira.
Welcome, Ira. We can hear you very well, though.
We hear you so well, so well, and we just can't see you. And that's unfortunate because, you're better looking than me. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
But you can just go ahead and get undressed now.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Slather honey all over yourself like normal.
Wait, how did you know that I did that already?
This is the guess. I don't know. You have that look about you.
Yeah, I would take your clothes off. Hey, guys, welcome a brand new Radio Labyrinth Patreon member to our little club here. Mary Berger Fouquet.
Yay! Hey, Mary. I love her.
It's pronounced fuck it.
It is not. You know her because she might not like that.
She does like it.
Oh, she's
I'm
cool.
sure she gets that constantly.
All right. Well, welcome, Mary Berger. Fuck it. And we appreciate you becoming a member. If you want to become a Radio Labyrinth Patreon member, you can just go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews. There's all sorts of weird fuckery going on because states are demanding that they get some sort of 10 cents from everything ever transferred on the internet, but we'll figure it out for you so you don't have to frickin' worry about it. So go there and check it out, and you can see all the different tiers. You can also follow us on social media, facebook.com, Radio Labyrinth, radio_Labyrinth on Twitter, and Instagram is Radio Labyrinth. So those are the big three right there. And there's also a fan group led by Dustin Lawler that is called the Radio Shack. And you can find that on your favorite Facebook page, right, guys?
Lots of fun activity in the shack.
There's always definitely more fun there than it is on our Facebook page.
Is Real Radio Shack still around? Like, are there stores?
I don't think so.
It's
really?
Like the Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And JCPenney.
There's just one in Alaska. That's it.
There is one
Blockbuster closed.
No, there's a Twitter page, The Last Blockbuster.
I thought it closed though.
Oh, it did? Maybe COVID took it out.
Yeah.
People were tired of going in and heat being checked out. When was the last time when was the last year you stepped foot in a Blockbuster? Does anyone remember?
Oh, man.
It'd
be over 15 years ago.
Oh, no, not that long ago for me. I'm probably, what is this, 2000 and what the fuck year is this? Anyway,
2020. Everybody knows that.
Probably 2014 was probably the last time I went.
As soon as Netflix came out, I stopped going because you could get the movies and stuff and the games in the mail. And I still have a couple of them that I never sent back because I treated it the same way I treated a video store. Just kept the movie. I have Batman, The Dark Knight.
That you kept from Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Did they charge you $80 like Blockbuster would have?
No, they didn't charge you that much because they printed them on, they just sent you a DVD that they print the logo on. It wasn't like, you remember though, a VHS tape cost $99.
Oh yeah. I had Above the Rim was stolen out of my car and I had to pay.
You deserve that for having Above the Rim.
I had to pay $75 for it.
Hey,
I preferred Below the Rim.
Yeah, me too. I like Beneath the Rim.
Yeah.
Below, beneath, amid, twixt.
It had a good soundtrack. It was a good movie.
Ira's making a political statement with his block. If you're watching the video, we won't go into it.
An unintentional one.
No.
Oh, what? You don't support Black Lives Matter?
Well, don't start with me now.
So today on the show, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to travel back to 1995 and kind of revisit the summer of 1995 and, all movies and whatnot. We also have a game called Flops that we'll be presenting later. I believe an old friend of Radio Labyrinth will be joining us to present that game, and you three can compete. I can't play because
Cool.
cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say thank you to Wade Harrison for inviting me out last week to watch him finish his Dr. Doom mural in Decatur. It was really cool. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, it came out so badass. It looked awesome.
Cool as shit. It was funny when I got there. He goes, I was just testing you to see if you would pull a Tim Andrews. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, a Tim Andrews not showing up or canceling at the last. I said, hey, how do you know about that?
Because he listens to the show.
That's true. That is true. But no, I met him at the place where he was doing the mural, and I was early, so I went with him to his house so we could drop his wife off. And he has the coolest stuff, man. Like art, really cool art everywhere, like you'd expect. And then his little his room, where the artist's room, I don't know what you'd call it. Studio, yeah. It was just the right amount of chaos that my brain just kind of went, oh, this is nice. Because I can't look at neatness or order. If I look at neatness and order, it freaks me out. If I see shit everywhere in its own, like he has his own order, right? And I was just impressed. So, and then the art was amazing as well.
I was going to steal it and use it as a background, but I got this background from Ben Bowling.
From Ben Bowling.
For this week, yeah. So BennyGraphics.com, GRAPIX.
Bunny, right? Bunny Graphics?
Benny Graphics.
Benny Graphics, okay. Before we get going real quick, I want to talk about our sponsors. We have two amazing sponsors, and I appreciate them very much. We all do. Atlanta Pizza in Euro is open for dine-in service with limited seating per required precautions. Atlanta Pizza in Euro practices 6-foot social distancing whenever possible. And we need to go out there again, guys.
Yeah.
Thursday.
I'd love to get out there Thursday because Eric Malmstrom is going to be in town with his wife.
All right.
And I would love to get out there, but it's at like 6:00, and there's no way I'm going to be able to make it out there because I don't get off work until 5, and I'm in Gwinnett and blah, 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 blah. Anyway.
If you do decide to go out there, just remember that they sanitize their tables between customers, okay? And that's important, especially if Ira's going to be there. Providing single-use condiments, also good because Ira will eat them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
I love single use. It makes everything so much easier.
Right, I like littering. Atlanta Pizza in Euro is still providing takeout and curbside service for those who prefer it, and you don't have to pay ahead of time. You can pay right there. Just go to their website, atlantapizzaeuro.com, to order online for pickup or delivery. And remember, they thank everyone who has been supportive through these tough times for the restaurant industry. And our other sponsor, let's not forget our friend Brett Perkins and his business, which is LDI Repro Printing of Athens. Jeff, what is repro printing? You work in graphics.
Yeah, they print big blueprints and stuff like that.
Schematics?
Yeah.
Okay.
For construction industry.
All
Real
right.
big stuff.
They have all your construction printing needs, commercial or residential. They are in Athens, Georgia, and have been there since 2005. They have very fast turnaround and affordable prices. They are an essential business. Call 706-316-9366 or email them at athens@ldiline.com.
And they do fine work. They do very, very good work.
They do fine work, my friend. Very, very fine work.
Those guys, they're the best.
All right.
They used to print for a plumbing company that I had to leave because I failed a drug test.
Wow.
Jeff, your urine is pure LSD. What's going on?
Somebody should let somebody know they're going to do a drug test. They should let somebody know when you're 26 years old. What do you think? You think
that whole random thing.
Sober? I'm not. No.
Well, you should join the NBA. They only check for PDEs now. They don't check you for recreational drugs.
Oh, well, what's considered recreational? LSD, is that in there too?
Coke, crack.
Coke's
heroin.
recreational?
I think they mean weed.
Okay.
Without specifically saying so. But I think all sports leagues should start doing that. I mean, shit, the 1986 Mets were fueled by cocaine, and look how fucking awesome they were.
Yeah, there's a lot of good sports fueled by cocaine.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Entire Wrestling Federation.
Although I don't know how you would want to. I don't know why you would do coke to play baseball. You're just sitting around or standing around most of the time, and you're like, I can't wait to bat. So everybody watched the Bill and Ted Face the Music trailer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You looking forward to it?
Man, I saw it come up. I guess it came up on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh man, do I want to see this or do I not want to see this?"
Well, I'm
the
excited
trailer,
about it, but go ahead, Ira. Continue.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm really curious to hear what you guys thought about it too. I'll definitely see it.
Mhm.
It's almost all right. My first thought is, which is totally obvious, is watching Keanu and what's the guy's name who plays Bill?
Bill.
There's Alex Winters.
Alex Winter. It's like, those guys now. Even Alex Winter, I've heard in interviews. He's on other podcasts, and he's like a super smart, sharp guy who does all kinds of directing and documentaries and blah, blah, blah. And watching those guys be dumbasses again and idiot teenagers, I don't know if I'm going to get into it. you know?
I thought Keanu looked a little bizarre with that jet black hair.
Yeah.
The same hair from the original films. What about you guys, Steph?
I didn't watch the
trailer.
No.
Oh, come on.
Are you just?
What about you, Jeff?
You're not interested?
I liked it. They didn't show a lot. I liked the stuff where they went to the future and found themselves in prison.
Yeah, all muscle.
They're all jacked up.
Yeah.
After the Dumb and Dumber sequel, I don't know.
That wasn't Dumb and Dumber.
The
legitimate one.
real one.
The real sequel.
Yeah. It was after that I was like, I can never do this again. not when they were young, and then 20 years later you're gonna do it again, but you're the same people, and it was just not.
Well, unless they do that thing where they do this with a lot of old movies where they do reboots, and it's like, oh, now, like they did with Karate Kid, with Cobra Kai,
that was cool.
Yeah. Now where we are this age, let's talk about what happened 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now our kids are involved. When they do that, I love it.
Yeah, and it was a series.
Yeah, but and the thing of it is what you're describing is that those characters changed. Daniel was this big business guy,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jerkface was all beat down and broken poor. So they were different characters. What I'm saying is, you take those same characters from 20 years ago, they're still the same 20 years later, only they're old.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like, eh.
However, they look so different that I feel like what we see in the trailer, I bet you they're going to address that whole thing. That they do address it in the trailer. They're like, you guys you were supposed to save the world, and what are you doing? You played a gig to 40 people in Barstow, which I thought was brilliant. And I was like, oh yeah, so it is 30 years later, and what happened? Why didn't they save the world? So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that I'll see it in the movies when it comes out. It looks like everything's getting pushed back anyhow, but that's definitely an at-home type of thing for me.
But are we excited?
Yeah. Not as excited as I was when I heard about it.
Yeah.
Steph, you didn't say anything.
I liked it. I want to see it. I don't know if I'll go to a theater. I liked watching movies at home. Like
I would go to a theater with you guys and other radios, because even if it does totally suck, at least it would be one of those movies where it's like, oh, we all got to see this,
Why don't you get a torrent of it, and we'll get a screen, and we'll do podcast in the park, and then we'll watch it at a park.
And then the police will come bust it up because we have a stolen movie that we're charging people to watch.
And we'll blame Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy Springs Tap Room and Cinema is opening again, so.
Yeah, Kevin reached out. He wants to do something with us again.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's watch Bill and Ted.
Well, maybe. Let's talk to him about it for sure.
Yeah.
I ain't scared.
Well, I don't know about that.
I watched The King of Staten Island at home yesterday. That was good.
What, was it good?
Yeah.
I was curious about it. So it went straight. It was supposed to be released, but it went straight to video.
It was. They were going to do a drive-in release
Oh.
simultaneously, but they pulled the drive-ins.
Yeah, those drive-ins were upset.
Well, speaking of Staten Island, what did everybody think of the season finale of What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, I'm out.
You're out.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Guillermo.
Everybody's dead now, except for the main characters.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
That's fine with me. I mean, it's still, look, you guys, it's still on my list. I still want to watch it. And the fact that it was good all the way through the end makes me want to watch it more.
Guillermo, I'm in my coffin. The lid is very heavy. Stop playing, Guillermo. That show has become my favorite sitcom, or whatever you want to call it, in a long, long time. Just the writing is so great. I can't wait for it to come back. It's just it's been a wonderful distraction from everything that's happened since the beginning of this year. But I love that Jermaine Clement was in it.
Yep.
And he returns as, what was that character's name? I forget.
It's his character from the original movie. I can't remember what his name was.
But they tricked them into going to this ball or something that they only do every couple of years. And Guillermo is left. He left, and they can't do anything because they can't change their clothes. There's dead bodies laying around. Colin decides that he's going to go get their clothes for them, and he goes, I got to tell them that it's dangerous, or they're going to make me their errand boy.
Yeah.
So, by the way, our contemporaries over at not One Topic. That's Autumn and Greg. Our contemporaries over at
Odd Topic.
No.
Wilder Ride?
No, Mike TV.
Mike TV.
Lisa said, I liked the way you copied us when you did your little season recap last week. And I said, ours was better.
Oh,
wow.
You just can't get this feud going well enough, can you?
No.
Nah, we don't want a feud again.
I don't like to fuss and fight.
I don't either. I like to be friendly and calm and all that. So everybody check out Mike TV. They're at episode 50 right now. Episode 51 will be coming out after this episode. And you guys are in luck. They're going to be doing a deep dive into Left Behind.
Oh, I love it. I actually feel like they'll probably they'll do a deep dive into the new Fargo, I'm sure.
When's that?
When is that out?
Next month?
Oh, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
You laughed at me because I said I want to watch the second season of Dirty John. But no, I wasn't right. It's not Left Behind, right?
It's The Leftovers.
Leftovers, yeah.
Oh,
I was going to say, what are you talking about, Left Behind?
Yeah, that's the Kirk Cameron thing, isn't it?
No, I'm glad for Lisa that she's getting this opportunity to deep dive into Leftovers, because that is her favorite show of
that's coming back
of all
too?
time. No, they're just like going to the past.
Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't think they were doing Leftovers anymore.
Because they weren't doing the podcast whenever Leftovers was out, so
Mm-hmm.
they're doing like other people do. Like you're doing The Sopranos. You're doing shows that are gone, but there wasn't a
Yes.
I'm done.
She's like the biggest fan of that show on earth, so she's the best person to do that.
She's a number one fan, man.
All right, let's take a little bitty break here, and then Steph will do some news for us when we come back. Jeff?
And we're back.
Can I just say that I'm not on video only because there's something wrong with my camera? I'm not making any kind of statement, and I don't not want to be on video. We really tried for, what was it, a good 10 minutes to get my camera going?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead.
I don't really...
Instead of writing Jillian Malcolm across your screen, just like virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Well, let me just right out the gate. Who is excited that TV and film production is restarting as of this past Friday?
A lot of people I know in the industry are, I guess.
Yeah. So
what?
I talked over you. What did you say?
Oh, I said a lot of people that work in the industry are.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Steph.
Well, not exactly sure what they're going to be filming, what scenes they can do, since they have such stringent directives put in place for social distancing and masks and all of these things. So there can't really be any prolonged physical contact in any scenes, no fight scenes, no sex scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really sure exactly what shows are going to fit into this, or movies are going to fit into these parameters.
I think they'll find a way to get around a lot of that.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because
the sex will be CGI.
Okay.
So,
but when you're doing the acting, you're going to have to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
For the acting. So will they just like film you and then move you closer CGI later on, like in post?
Do anything.
What, Ira?
I said they'll be able to do anything.
Yeah, I don't think. Look, I don't think it'll last. I think that directors will get in there and all that shit will just disappear because they're going to come back to Georgia because they don't have to follow those rules in Georgia.
No, they do.
They do. I thought Kent could go ahead and do whatever you want.
No, Georgia's got crazy rules. Like you got to put your own makeup on and shit.
Really?
Yeah. Like, so how's Walking Dead gonna do it? Like, if they can't, their makeup artist
It's gonna
can't.
look like old George Romero.
I was gonna say, it's gonna look like all of us at Halloween in the 80s.
Yeah.
Look, I put green makeup on. Don't I look like a zombie kid?
I think we could do with a good delay in the Walking Dead.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of actresses out there who normally had to do a sex scene with somebody they didn't want to. Maybe they're going to get out of it now. They'll just use a robot for them to do this kind of thing.
Sex cobot.
A sex bot. Yeah, sex
Sex
cobot.
cobot. That's right.
A co-sex bot.
Well, I'm excited for it. There's a lot of stuff that we're waiting on, but thankfully, plenty of stuff that we watch was already in the pipeline, and they could finish it up and get it out there.
But there's going to be coronavirus compliance officers in attendance at all the filming, so I'm not
Ooh,
sure.
that's a job that I could sign up for.
You could be.
I'd like to go on these sets and go, hey, you, go
Hey,
over there.
You're getting too close,
move.
right? Hey, Ira, see those people over there? Go tell them they're too close. I'm on a break.
Corona.
Yeah, look, COVID, if you're listening and you're hiring, I'm open. Just come and talk to me.
So it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot. I guess I'm thinking it's not going to be a lot of fun for an actor or for the set. It just seems like it'll be very going through the motions of things.
Well,
You can't
craft
really be
services will
loose.
the worst part, no buffets anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no craft services. That's for
Oh.
sure.
Well, to quote the great Laurence Olivier, try acting.
Give that a shot. Well, the one other cool thing though about well, it's not so cool, is that George Carlin is dead. And
Okay. All right, Steph. Well, this has been a great show.
We're glad that Carlin's dead. Goodbye.
He didn't have enough heart attacks, if you ask me.
but
He couldn't be deader if it was up to me.
Jumbo shrimp.
I'm sorry. Go on.
but because
That shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray.
Right?
Lizard shit.
shit. Fuck.
because he's dead means that he's not in the new Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah.
I think his daughter is in it, though.
Kelly?
Yeah.
Kelly
But
Carlin.
the good thing is that
Yeah,
Judd Apatow is producing a documentary about Carlin.
Good.
He did
Yeah.
a good job with the Gary Shandling one, so I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
the Carlin one.
And more than likely, that's probably where it's going to end up, is on HBO.
Good. Well, yeah, because they're the ones that showed all of Carlin's specials.
Right.
So that would make sense that it would end up there. And I'm sure, considering it's Apatow doing it and you got HBO behind you, probably it's going to be great.
Mhm.
His daughter was real good in the King of Staten Island, too.
I didn't know she was an actress.
Yeah.
Who'd she play?
Both his daughters are. She played Pete Davidson's sister.
I did not know that.
That was Pete Davidson.
He was good. He's
Yeah.
Pete Davidson, same as always, but
I saw him in another
he showed
movie.
some range.
See,
Yeah,
he's eyeball repellent to me, so I don't know if I'm able to watch this.
He's hard to look at, but I just watched him in another movie. It was like him and a kid, and he was
Yeah.
like, you know,
I
that
forget
was
what that one
bad.
was called, but yeah, that movie was good too.
Yeah, he's not a bad. I wouldn't say he's a bad actor. He's a better actor than he is a Saturday Night Live cast member. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Because he's not a sketch performer. which
No,
he has said several times he's not a sketch performer.
Then why did they get him on the show?
it's because he was like real young and hip, and
Hmm.
He has a following, and and I read something about, which it's probably just internet bitchy, or they said that a lot of the SNL castmates aren't very supportive of his movie or give a rat's ass about him. They all think he gets favoritism. He can come and go as he pleases. He doesn't write anything.
Right.
And, they don't understand why Lauren lets him do so much. Is it all 9/11, your dad's dead guilt? Maybe.
I didn't know his dad died in 9/11.
yeah,
Really?
Firefighter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the
Died
whole
in he died in the
deal.
tower.
Yeah.
At the towers.
Now I love this guy. This is my favorite actor.
No.
I mean, a lot of his, his stand-ups about it, and
Is it?
yeah, and that's
I guess
why
I
he
just
has.
know
why I
him from
don't know.
SNL.
The
Yeah.
movie's
He's-
worth $10 though to buy it on demand.
Well, if it's
His
worth $10
stand-up's
to
not
buy on
bad.
demand, it's worth to download illegally.
His stand-up's pretty good. I don't know. It's as good as any other crap that's out right now. But
All the other roles in the movie too, besides Steve Buscemi and Bill Burr and him, are like comics that you've seen, like Rich Voss and his wife.
Voss?
Yeah.
Rich
And,
Voss and his wife Bonnie are in this movie.
Lynn
Are they?
Kopitz and just everybody you can think of that's like a working comic, especially New York comics, show up in this thing.
Cool.
Bill Burr, I just started watching F is for Family again. The new season dropped. God, that
Right.
show is hilarious. And this last little bit of news, this haunted my dreams very badly.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it.
They sent out a picture this week of Ewoks before they put the fur on, and it's fucking frightening. If you got to look this picture up, it's really horrifying when you see them without the fur. I
They
don't
look
know.
like a sex doll.
Yeah.
It looked like White Shrek.
Yeah, white Shrek sex dolls that George Lucas probably had sex with.
And also like Halloween Michael Myers thing.
Yeah, they do. They do. They're creepy as fuck. We'll link to it in the show description.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see that again. And that's the Steph's news for the week. That's my news. And
Really
that's
crossed
it.
over a lot. No, I'm kidding.
That's
I'm
the end
kidding.
of it.
Totally kidding.
We
That's
could do the Who Died real quick.
Well, I'm gonna do the Who Died
All
one.
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do
News
post.
reports.
Oh,
Hi,
Hi,
Gene.
Paul.
How's it going?
yeah, pretty good. You know, I think our tour this summer is about to commence once again.
I don't think so. I'm not going anywhere. I just recorded a new album with my new other band, and I appreciate all 17 of you who downloaded it. It's not free. So some people died, and it's really sad. Number one being Bonnie Pointer, who was 69 years old, and she was in the Pointer Sisters.
Oh, I
Pointer
love the
Sisters.
Pointer Sisters.
I
Me
had a
so
relationship
excited.
with her once.
Dean, this is not the time. Everybody has your tell-all. I've had lots of relations. I just don't kiss and tell.
Were you a
Who's
man
Ken?
with a slow hand?
Kalamazoo. I think it was 72. Yeah, that's when it was.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
have a slow hand.
God
I have
bless her.
a left hand, especially when I'm gooning. I mean, I'm slow when I'm edging, but then I get to that point, it's just fast and furious. So rest in peace, Bonnie Pointer. That was a lovely tribute from us. Benny O'Neill, who is the comic book artist, and writer,
Writer, yeah.
81 years old of natural causes. And this one's sad. Jeff, why don't you tell everybody who Denny O'Neill was?
Well, he was a writer of some great comic books. Like he did really awesome stuff on Batman. But what I mostly knew him from was he was the one with Neil Adams that did those Green Lantern, Green Arrow crossovers. That
Wow.
started in like the late 60s and went through the 70s.
What about the Green Hornet? Did they all get together and do like a green team?
No, I don't think the Green Hornet I don't think he worked on Green Hornet.
Oh, that's not cool. What about the Hulk? He's green. Did they ever, get a thing going to the Green Hornet and the Hulk and all them green people?
Yes.
They did.
What about the Grand Slam breakfast? When I go to Denny's, that's what I like to get the most. I think he invented that, and for that he should be, commemorated.
Gene, you can go home now because
he was on Comic Book Men too. Then the first season.
Oh, he was the first season.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm doing cool. Well, rest in peace, Denny O'Neill. It's sad, and your work will live on forever. And then two more. I guess lots of people died. I don't know. R.I.P. to Cops. 31 years old with 33 seasons. It ran from March 11th, 1989 to just this week, 2020. And, it's time. It's time for that show to go.
Certainly this week.
When it left Fox, I stopped watching it. I didn't even know it was still on.
I stopped watching it because I got sick of getting entertainment and watching people get beat up by police officers. It's just not.
Well, it's always people with drug problems.
It is. It's always.
It was a sad show of people with drug problems who were always just going to have them because they were going to put them in jail instead of getting them the help they needed, and the cycle continues.
Mm-hmm.
It's cops.
However, the one thing I did like about Cops, and I didn't watch a lot of it over the last 20 years, but I always like to watch it to see what not to do when you get pulled over or when you get
Did you
questioned.
need that? Did you need to know what not
Step
to do?
one, don't be drunk and have a bunch of meth in your car.
Well, no, even guys that got pulled over and they weren't really doing anything, but just started yammering or saying wrong things and getting the cops all worked up, and just was like, dude, just shut up. You didn't do anything.
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Right.
Well,
what did I do? Am I being detained?
Well, first off, if you're getting worked up, then you don't need to be doing the job. Honestly, you need to have your damn wits about you. You shouldn't let just some rando, because he's running his mouth, you're getting worked up.
Wasn't I talking about the
handle it?
Rick Schroeder said it best on NYPD Blue. Don't get him worked up.
I don't want to get worked up. Don't let me get worked up.
Look, don't you in just your regular life? I have customers that call me, and I can tell that they're having a bad day or a bad whatever, and they've decided they're going to call me and take it out on me.
They're going to Karen you?
I get all kinds of barbecue callers. I get a lot of them. And I can tell right away what this person, that they've never had any sort of bad thing happen to them in their life and all this other kind of thing. And they have privilege. And it runs the gamut. It's every race, no doubt. But if you come at me with this bullshit, I immediately go to shut it down. It's not I get worked up. I deflect. You do like a whole thing. I'm just a damn billing collector, and I know how to do this. Is all I'm saying is, if you're out dealing with the general population, you should have enough wherewithal to handle a little bit of bullshit and keep your cool. I mean, that's your job.
Those sovereign citizen guys are really annoying.
What are sovereign citizens?
Those are the guys who, when you pull them over, they made fun of it in that Mr. Show reboot on Netflix. They roll the window down a quarter of an inch.
Quarter inch, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why'd you pull me over, officer? Why am I being detained? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm a libertarian and I have a gun in the car. Okay, great. Get the fuck out of the car or shut it off. Give your license. Anyway, enough of that. And also, Live PD has been canceled by A&E. I think Live PD will come back somehow, because that show was popular with a lot of different people, not just law enforcement, but that's a show that shows the police working live, not just, edited. So it keeps them on their toes as well.
Sure.
I enjoy Live PD. It's exciting. Something it can be very exciting.
It can be, and again, it's not. I don't consider Live PD to be an exploitive TV show like Cops was. Cops, when it started, was watch people get arrested.
Yeah.
Watch people get beat up.
Right.
Well, Live PD, they did delete that footage of that guy dying in custody, though. So that's probably the whole reason that the show got canceled.
Ooh.
What guy?
A guy. They filmed the guy getting arrested, and then he died in custody.
Uh-huh.
And I guess they tried to subpoena the footage, and they erased the footage.
Oh, well then, fuck them. They should have kept it and turned it over. No fuck. No fucks given. If you have evidence, anyway, we're not going to dive into that. But
yeah.
Suffice it to say, if they did that, then sorry, you got to go. So that's it. Rest in peace to everybody, and rest in peace to that Paul voice I started doing it with. We're going to take another little break here, and then come back and play a little game I have for you.
Cool.
And we're back.
Bad shows. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they cancel you? Bad shows. Hey, everybody, it's me. It's the Red Box Troll. How's it going?
Long time no see, Trolley.
If you could see me, I'd be waving to you, but you can't.
Well, I've been in lockdown. Nobody's coming to look. All these greasy, disgusting fingers all over the machine. And they said to me from the central office, it's a Red Box, and they said, we need you to get out there and clean it. And I said, screw that. And I'm not wearing a mask in the Kroger when I go in to get food at night, so screw them. I'm hungry as hell.
If you're in the store by yourself, you shouldn't have to wear a mask.
That's the rules, because all the Red Box trolls have to wear masks in the machine, and that's where I live. I'm not doing that. So I snuck over to Publix at night, saw the other Red Box troll, and he gave me some candy bars. He's been eating Zagnuts. Well, you laugh, but Zagnuts, I'm putting on a little weight. I can't reach my nub. I haven't touched my nub in months.
I didn't even know they still sold Zagnuts.
Yeah, I go to an old Kroger, an old Publix, one that's been condemned and closed for 15 years, but they still have cases of Zagnuts.
Switch to Charleston Chews. It might help you with your voice.
Charleston Chews? What's wrong with my voice? Who are you?
No,
sir?
nothing. Never mind. Just keep going.
So Tim said I needed to be here for a game because there's a game called flops, like cops. Bad flops, and something. La 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 la. And so I'm just going to introduce this game because, well, should I do the whole game in this voice?
Absolutely. That is your voice. I mean, what are you going to do? Try to switch it?
Well, let's see. Whose voice could I do? I could do President Trump. You want to hear my President Trump?
Trolley doing President Trump?
Yes.
I think.
Make America great again. I'm President Trump, right? So there's 6 of these questions, and the 3 of you will play together. And the rules are very simple. You have to wait until I finish reading the questions and give you the 3 multiple choice answers, and then you say your name, and then I'll call on you. If not, you get a Z.
A what?
A buzz or something. I don't know.
Okay.
A Z.
I'll shrink myself down, climb up your penis, and stab you with a little pin.
I think I don't want to play anymore.
Steph, watch out for that.
Please don't stab me in the penis, Tom. I mean, Red Rock's troll.
That's right. Tim doesn't have a little pin and can't
I'm
shrink
sorry.
myself down. He's just
RBT.
old guy, almost 50, and clinging to life. So he had his butt pierced by a camera. Okay, so
I was going to ask you, Roblox, do you know how Tim's colonoscopy went? Did they find anything in there?
They cut some polyps, but they're being tested for cancer. So we'll wait and find out, and then we'll have a good laugh. So anyway,
Oh, Jesus.
well, there's always polyps in his ass. So there's 6 of these. They're all from the 1980s, and unfortunately, because this NBC tried NBC in the 80s had a lot of hits, but they also had the thing where they would just throw shit at a wall and see if it would stick, and a lot of times it just rolled down. And a funny thing about it is, Hector Elizondo is the Benicio del Toro of the 80s because he was in all these fucking flops. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, you got the rules? You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here's number 1. After only 5 episodes, everyone gave up on NBC's 1983 black and white prequel to Casablanca. Name the leading man who played Rick alongside of Hector Elizondo's Captain Renault. Is it A, Tom Selleck, B, Robert Wagner, or C, David Soul?
I don't know. Are we allowed to just guess?
You got to say your name.
I know.
Jeff.
I'm
going to say Robert Wagner.
Ira. Oh.
Ira?
I'm going to say it was Magnum PI. Oh. All right, Steph, you win.
Steph wins.
I was going to say, then I'm going to say that it's the one that they didn't say.
Pay attention to the questions because I gave you a clue. Everyone gave up on NBC's. Get it? Don't give up on us, baby. I guess you're not in the 70s.
No.
Don't do anything clever, Tim. Red Box, because
we're not clever because we've dumb.
Already proven that we don't do clever games. This needs to be very straightforward and use very little brain power.
Could you tone it down a little?
Was Salem's Lot on NBC?
Salem's Lot was on in the 70s.
Yeah, but was that an NBC?
What do I look like? A TV guide? I'm the Red Box.
But I wonder if David Soul worked with NBC and that's why they offered him that.
I don't know, but it was horrible. It only lasted 4 or 5 episodes. Who the hell needs
I didn't know there was a Salem's Lot series.
It was a
TV movie.
Oh, that was a TV movie? I thought it was
nope, TV movie.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it as a child. It's still to this day is why I still don't open the fucking curtains when I hear something outside at nighttime because I'm assuming there's going to be a child vampire scraping at my window.
I only open the window when there's a child vampire outside. So right now, pencil one. I got a pencil right here, but there's no eraser on it, so I can't do shit with it. Now, question number 2. NBC's 1982 sitcom, One of the Boys, is listed among the worst series of all time. Basically, the plot is Mickey Rooney escapes from a retirement home by fleeing to live with his grandson in college, who is played by Dana Carvey. Name the actor who played Dana Carvey's roommate. Is it A, Jason Alexander, B, Nathan Lane, or C, Dan Castellaneta?
Jeff.
Ooh.
Jeff.
It's Nathan Lane.
That's correct.
Wow. How did you know that?
God, I've heard Dana Carvey talking about that. Like Mickey Rooney thought Dana Carvey was gay. So he would always go to Nathan Lane and be like, how about this guy over here, this gay guy? And Nathan Lane's the gay guy.
Number 3, this 1983 Norman Lear sitcom briefly replaced Happy Days in ABC's Tuesday night lineup, and it detailed the life of a comedian and his wacky Mexican-American family. With the name of that show A, a.k.a. Pablo, B, Holy for Holy, or C, Refried Gene?
Oh, man. Ira.
Go ahead, Ira.
I'm going to say it was AKA Pablo.
That's correct.
Yes.
It was terrible. I remember watching it when I was
Really? I had no idea about that.
trolly.
Great title, though, of course.
I like Refried Gene. Who's not doing that one?
Yeah.
Or
No,
Holy. It's not the 60s. We can't do Holy for Holy. All right.
Wow.
Everybody's got one right.
Well,
Go ahead.
yeah, I did by default. That's right.
There's 3 left, so we'll see who wins. Bryant Gumbel fumbled the ball on this NBC's 1980 precursor to the garbage that is modern reality TV. And it also starred Cincinnati Reds catcher Johnny Bench for some reason. Filled with beer-guzzling competitions, belly flops, and bouncer challenges, which actually launched the career of Mr. T. Was it A, Weird World of Sports, B, Games People Play, or C, Real Athletes?
Steph.
Steph.
I'm going to say real athletes. C.
Ira.
Go ahead, Ira.
I'm going to say it's Games People Play.
That is correct. B,
Yes.
Games People Play. And also Steve Garvey's wife, who ended up suing him and divorcing him and all that paternity stuff. That was fun that no one cares about now. All right, so the next one. Jennifer Slept Here didn't have a ghost of a chance of lasting a full season. Name the star who made a living doing this 1983 NBC flop. Was it A?
Steph. And Jillian.
All right, so we don't have to read them.
Wow. Look at you.
Steph got that one right.
Who was it?
And Jillian.
Oh, and Jillian.
Jennifer slept here. She lived here. She laughed here. She wept here. She slept
Guy
here.
here, ghost is here.
I like Dan Jillian.
There's a single guy living there who wishes he could fuck her, but he can't. Ghost.
I put my mother-in-law made me put her wig on one time, and my husband said, "Ooh, you look like Aunt Jillian and Mr. Ma." I was like, "Well, is that good?" And he was like, "No."
My uncle used to make me wear a wig too.
Oh, really?
He said, "You look like Bob Hope." And the last one, another year, another NBC flop. Capitalizing on the mid-'80s science romps, Misfits of Science failed to do anything other than introduce us to this friend's co-star.
Jeff.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Courtney Cox.
All right, so it's everybody ends up with 2, so everybody gets a prize.
Oh, what's our prize?
Everybody gets a pencil.
No. Yes, you get a pencil and you get to rub my nub.
Yes.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Me neither.
Bad shows.
I'll wear a mask.
What you gonna do when they cancel you? Bad shows.
Bad shows.
So by the way,
Oh, wow.
in the
Thank
future,
you. Thank you, RBT.
oh, he's
I
gone.
love it.
In the future, we are gonna, when we do these games, whether Ira comes up with it or I come up with it. And by the way, Ira is the king of games. He does come up with the best games. We are gonna allow Patreons to play. So stay tuned, because I think that's fun. We'll get somebody on to play, and then we'll
Yeah,
send you a shirt.
absolutely. It's fun. I had a great time.
Just for playing, you win the shirt. How about that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. And I'll buy it so you don't have to pay, 15 cents tax on it, so the state can suck your nipple and get a little more money.
Why are they going to suck your nipple? Ew.
I don't know.
What's these boxes? We could do a Hollywood Squares kind of thing.
Yeah, but oh, I got the answer. No. So I was thinking that we're all trapped here in 2020, and you can't leave, you can't do anything about it. You're just stuck. You're fucked. And if we go back in time far enough, I start thinking about my childhood and I get miserable. But let's think about the mid 1990s. Okay, I'm talking about 1995. I want to go back 25 years and revisit movies, TV, and music that kept us cool in June of 1995. You guys down with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a second. They didn't have Zoom in 95, so how are we doing this?
We're just calling each other on our cordless phones and sitting at that.
I'm sending you all an alpha page.
Alpha pay. Oh, shit. What's that?
Oh,
page. Yeah, pager. I remember.
Pager.
Yeah, but it was a text page.
I'm in a payphone down on Ponce de Leon. Somebody come pick me up.
Because I just paged you. You're calling me back?
Yes.
In 1995, that was an in-between year for me. I began it in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, where I was working overnight at a Unimart, and I was taking a stab at grad school. So I was going to be a public relations, get a master's in PR. That didn't last very long because I got tired of being broke and working at the Unimart and selling, hosiery to recently paroled people who go down and rob a bar. And also dealing with drunk college kids that really, I didn't like it. Hey, look at you, you loser. That's why you work at Unimart. So anyway, I got tired of doing that. And I took a job at Bob Evans where you didn't have to deal with those people at 3 a.m. It was interesting working overnight at a convenience store, though. And by the end of the year, I began planning my exit for Atlanta. So that's my experience from 95. Steph, I see you put something up there.
Oh, yeah. My 95, it had its highs and lows for sure. I was dating a real life gangsta. And so I'd gotten myself involved in all kinds of nonsense, getaway driver type business. And
was it a pinstripe and fedora type of gangster?
Exactly. He wore this whole Cab Calloway outfit, which should have told me right away when I saw him on the street in his zoot suit that things were not going to go well. But, I lost all my friends and all my credibility. But then I clawed myself up out of it, and redemption in this July 5th, 95 is when I got out of it. And then I turned everything around, turned it all around, got everybody back, and, kicked him to the curb. And that was the end of that. Yeah. But it was kind of fun, though, doing like a little Bonnie and Clyde thing for a minute until
Don't go chasing waterfalls, Steph.
Yeah.
Hey, let us know for real. Are you in witness protection right now?
No.
Diane.
Pretty sure he's dead, so I don't think he's looking for me.
Another happy note from Steph. Jeff, were you still into Tortolo?
Yeah, I was still in Tortola in 95.
Fucking around with celebrities, and didn't you go up to some actor on the beach and say,
It was my roommate, Armand Asante, was on the beach.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting there, and he was just sitting there minding his own business by himself.
Right.
And my roommate just leaned over to him and went, Asante. Little Foxes just caught it on TV a couple of weeks ago. And he got up and left.
He didn't say anything. He's gotten left.
Asante.
Oh my God.
I love that.
What's the other real funny? You have a Lionel Richie. I think you've told him.
Yeah, I told that story before. Lionel Richie checked into a hotel down there, and I called and demanded for them to ring his room, and he picked up, and I went, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" He just laughed.
Did he hang up?
Yeah, he just laughed and hung up.
At least he laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you saw Amanda Sante in his prime. Did he have on some Speedos? Was he laying out?
He was just wearing a black bathing suit, no shirt, and he was kind of laying out.
That sounds good.
Ira, can you remember what you were doing in 1995?
I was almost similar to you, Tim. I was making plans to come down to Atlanta I was going to school in Baltimore at the time. I just graduated in, I guess it was June 95. And then me and my buddy were planning on moving down here anyway. I already had a job at believe it or not, at the time, there was good film production work here in Atlanta. Wow. And then it went away for a while, of course. But, and and I had a job at a film
You worked for
production.
Stringer Bell, right? Selling crack.
Yeah. In Baltimore, yeah. Who was this guy?
These are Robert's rules for orders, motherfucker.
But there was like a production equipment rental company down at Lakewood Amphitheater or Lakewood Fairgrounds, which was a cool place to just go and work, you know. And yeah, we moved down here, and I think we went to the Pink Pony within the first few days. I don't know what was wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. We went to the Tattletale just because all we knew was Motley Crue.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Well, so here's real quick. We'll kind of break it down. So June of 1995, you're coasting in of a real weak May. So the third Die Hard movie comes out in May of 95. It's called Die Hard with a Vengeance. First of all, it's not even a real Die Hard movie. It's a script that they slapped Die Hard onto. And it wasn't a very good film, in spite of the fact that it had Bruce Willis and, of course, Samuel L. Jackson in it. That didn't help it. Did you guys ever see that film?
Yeah.
No?
It's a decent movie, but it's not really a Die Hard movie.
No, it didn't have that feel. And
I still thought it was better than the second one, though. I thought the second Die Hard was garbage.
Awesome, man.
Oh,
I like the second one.
Yeah, the second one's amazing.
Why does this keep happening to us?
John Amos is in that movie. He's so freaking good. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Steph, but you're allowed to have an opinion.
Fine.
And you, in fact, your opinion is worth more because you're the only woman on the show.
Hey,
gotta put that out there.
Don't pander to me, Tim. There's no need for that.
I don't pander. So summer 95 kicks off. And by the way, I was living in Shippensburg by myself. I was renting a room in a boarding home that used to be a funeral parlor. So there's that.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah, and the landlord was this kind of a bizarre dude who one time said to me, "I'm not gay. I just like to suck a little cock every now and then."
Who amongst us has not said
Everybody
that?
says that.
And I only bring that up.
Jim's rent was taken care of from then on in.
Oh yeah. No, but I only bring that up because I never asked him. He just told me that out of the blue one day.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
And that's not like women. These were alive people. They were dead.
No, they were alive. But he had a player piano, and he would get drunk on Saturday nights, and then you could hear the player piano throughout the house. He'd sing along with whatever songs were playing.
How long did you live in this nightmare?
I lived there for a year.
As long as that guy would suck his dick.
Yeah.
And he moved out.
Yeah, there you go. But no, summer kicks off. And by the way, I bring that up because there was a theater. There was this little town called Scotland, PA. It was between Shippensburg, PA, and Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, right there on 81. And this is in southern PA. So this mall had my comic book store, and it had a movie theater, and it had Pogs, which helped me. I got all the Simpsons Pogs. I went through them.
Remember Pogs?
We're back.
In elf form.
That's a line from Simpsons.
Millhouse.
Yeah, Millhouse goes, "Remember Elf? Well, he's back in Pog form." So the movies that came out, the big movies that came out in June of 95, it kicked off with Mel Gibson's Braveheart, which came out, I believe, Memorial Day weekend, and that went on to win 5 Oscars, nominated for 10. Huge movie for him. Did you guys like Braveheart, yes or no?
Controversial proclamation. I have never liked that movie.
Okay, it's not controversial. Why don't you like it?
I never got it. It was too Hollywood, big budget, dramatic. I don't know. Maybe I got to watch it again.
One of the problems with it when it came out was that it was Anglophobic. Could you imagine anyone complaining about being Anglophobic in 2020?
Oh, well.
What do you mean? Meaning what?
Meaning that it was pro-Scottish and anti-British, so it was Anglophobic.
Oh, is that what that means?
I guess so. I don't know. Who gives a
some
shit?
white stuff. I mean,
Some white on white hate.
some really weird white stuff going on.
I think it was about like history that I just had no idea about, and I didn't care. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't care either. Who gives a
There's
shit?
some good battle scenes in that movie.
Yeah,
It's worth watching for the battle scenes.
Yes, and
It was also controversial for the fact that they portrayed William Wallace one way, and then supposedly the reality of the situation was much different. And I believe I remember reading.
he was probably a prick.
Yeah, I would think so.
Murderer.
It was
that's
no
when I found out that
Gladiator.
Mel was a Holocaust denier, and I just cut him out.
Yeah, he is one of those. I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
Then he called Winona Ryder an oven dodger, so obviously he believed.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, she says.
Wow. No, I never heard that one.
Yeah. Yeah, she says that he called her that, and that's pretty horrible. But he does make good movies.
It's tough for me because The Road Warrior is one of my favorite movies of all time.
You got to separate the art from the racist.
I just saw a picture of the kid from the original Mad Max. He's 48 years old now.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Remember the little wild kid? Little
Yeah,
kid?
of course.
no,
Well,
mostly.
he ended up narrating the whole movie.
I think, by the way, that that character in the most recent Mad Max, whatever, the one with Charlize Theron,
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy. I think he's that kid.
They say
Oh.
that.
Little boomerang kid?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
It's
really
supposed to be. Yeah.
good. The Fury
The
Road,
next one's gonna be a
watched like
prequel.
25 times. I love that movie.
which one?
Fury Road, the last one. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it
Absolutely
too.
loved it.
But now they're going to make a prequel to that. It's like, fuck no, keep going. I want to see what happened after.
Yeah.
Can
I
we
don't see a
please just
prequel.
get beyond the Thunderdome?
Yeah, I haven't been beyond the.
We don't need another hero.
And you don't go back to the Thunderdome, really.
Right.
That movie was horrible.
And these.
Along with that movie, after that came Casper and Congo. I wrote in the notes that I'd never seen either of them, but I do remember I saw Casper because of reasons.
I have not seen Casper, but I have seen Congo because I read the book.
Mhm.
Is this because Christina Ricci was coming into her full bloom? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm just a huge fan of Casper.
Oh, okay.
I think
Okay.
I'm
Nothing to
be
do with
honest,
what you just said.
All right.
Black Snake Moan was when Christina Ricci came into her.
That's correct.
No, but she was very skinny then, and she had
Yeah.
lost her chest.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I liked Casper.
Yeah. You guys know Tim. You know what he's about.
Ah, okay.
No, I never saw or read.
Him and Epstein.
Michael Crichton wrote Congo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never read that or saw the film. Then, of course, you have Batman Forever, which I saw in the theater. Pocahontas and Judge Dredd. They kind of round out June of 1995.
Stallone, Judge Dredd.
Yeah, which really wasn't that bad, but it's not as good as the recent remakes.
No, the recent one is great. Batman Forever is an okay movie,
Mhm.
but on acid, it's an amazing movie.
Oh, do tell.
Well,
Steph,
I mean,
you're gonna fail your
it's
drug test.
visually, it's because it is. It's just like watching a comic book. It's all over the place.
Is that the one with Val Kilmer?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought,
there's poison ivy, and
yeah.
it's just all bright
Bird.
colors and shit. Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones. I saw Pocahontas by myself in the theater too. It was a good movie.
Really?
Never seen it?
No.
It's the Elizabeth Warren documentary.
You're canceled, Jeff.
Sorry.
Controversial proclamation.
Yeah.
I don't care for Disney movies. I never really have.
Oh.
I like Pixar movies.
Yeah.
I like some of the Pixar movies, but like old Disney cartoon movies, Cinderella, Sleeping
Oh,
Beauty,
yeah.
any of those, never liked any of those.
When you
The
were
Rescuers.
of age.
I'll tell you what did it, The Fox and the Hound. The end of it, when they took them apart and they couldn't be friends, I was like, fuck you, Disney. I'll never watch this shit again. It devastated me. I was like, what kind of crap is this?
Didn't you watch part 2?
Is there a part 2?
No, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, direct to video, live from the Disney vault. We have it. It's so bad. All the copies of Song of the South are on top of it, so you don't see it.
Oh, what?
So Steph posted in here her favorite movie of 1995. What was that?
It was a wonderful film called Demon Knight. It was from our people who did the Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah.
I loved this movie. It had William Sadler as the main dude. And let's see who else. It had like a bunch of little side players. Jada Pinkett, she was very young. She was actually ended up being the hero of the movie. He was hot at the time, bald dude, Billy, the Titanic villain guy.
Billy Zane?
Billy Zane, he was the villain. He played the main demon dude or whatever. But I loved Demon Knight. I watched it. I can't even tell you how many times I watched that movie. That was another VHS tape I don't think made it back to Blockbuster.
Still in your collection.
Probably.
So thank you, Steph. So there wasn't a lot specifically from June 1995 when it comes to television, because we were still in the old old way of doing things where networks went in hiatus and they put on, reruns and shit like that. So I just pulled out a couple of interesting nuggets from what happened in TV in 1995. First of all, the History Channel debuts. And back then it was just like all Hitler TV and World War II and old documentaries. And then it became aliens and reality shows. The O.J. Simpson trial began on television in January of 1995. So that's a long time ago. And of course, we were all, riveted by that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I watched that, and I didn't give a crap about anything that was current.
I remember seeing the verdict in a sandwich shop on Buford Highway.
I was still in denial about O.J. I still thought that he was innocent. And I was listening to Howard every day to get my news because I was refusing to watch any of the coverage. So, and I would just do that. I would just, hey, I'm going to listen to Howard and get all my news. And there was so much funny shit that came out of that, unfortunately. UPN and WB networks launched in 1995. In April, Drew Barrymore flashed her boobs to David Letterman on TV.
Oh, yeah. That was classy.
The worst.
And we already saw her in Playboy, so.
Yeah, but it was funny that she lifted up her shirt and flashed him.
It was on TV.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Probably the worst thing that the Clinton Justice Department ever allowed, among many, many mergers. Disney was allowed to buy ABC there and therefore begin its dominance of all culture. WCW Monday Nitro launched from the Mall of America. That led to the Wrestling Wars and their eventual capitulation to Vince McMahon. Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's continuous game streak in the fall. I was watching that in a bar in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, getting shit-faced. And when The Simpsons returned that fall, they settled the Who Shot Mr. Burns. They resolved it, and of course we know who that was. Spoiler alert, Maggie.
If you don't know it was Maggie by now, I mean, come on.
Start watching it, asshole.
Because Smithers fell on the sundial and put his arms out. You remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, was it Maggie Simpson or Waylon Smithers?
Right.
And then the O.J. Simpson verdict, like Ira mentioned, came down in October. That's how long that shit took. From January to October. I brought a black and white TV that I bought at a pawn shop. I brought that to Bob Evans so everybody could watch it during the day. And everybody did. All the employees went in the back. And it just depended on what color you were, whether you cheered or just had it disgrace. I'm not lying about that. All the black dudes that worked in the kitchen were like, yeah! And I was actually with them going, yeah! And OJ was one of my earliest heroes. And, my grandmother, my mom's mother used to say,
Tim, I don't think he did it. Why would he? He had all the money in the world.
and I said, yeah, Grandma, people don't get angry and just lose their shit. But, anyway, here we are today.
We're past all that now.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm out here. I'm playing golf. What's up, America? Music in June of 1995. Probably the biggest album of the 1980s dropped in June of 95. And that was Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, her Dave Coulier breakup song.
Mm-hmm. That album was so huge. Everybody had it. Everybody was playing it. And you couldn't go anywhere without hearing it. Michael Jackson released History Part 1, which, I think that was his first anthology, as far as I know. And that was a pretty big hit. Natalie Merchant released Tiger Lily, which I believe was her first solo album. And then she vanished.
Good album.
Security Forever. Batman Forever soundtrack came out, which was huge. You had a couple of huge hit songs off of there. U2's Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, which I did not like. And Seal's Kiss from a Rose, which I do like because it's a really good song.
Oh, The Kiss from a Rose. How many wedding songs had that? I can't even imagine.
Yep. So that's it. Jeff, you put some notes here, but I don't think any of that shit's from June.
It's not from. I didn't know we were doing just June. I thought we were doing all of '95. So I said Tommy Boy was my favorite movie from '95.
Well, I would agree with you there. Sliders was a good show as well, and that you can put that in the TV category.
Sliders was on in '95.
Yeah, that's how long ago it was, man.
God, that is a long time ago. Shit.
Was that Jerry
O'Connell? Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell. That was a good show, and then of course Gimli from Lord of the Rings was in.
Yeah.
You
He
played
was so young then.
Who? Gimli?
No, I meant Jerry O'Connell.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Still a fresh little face.
All
That was
right.
a cool show, though. It just came out of nowhere. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was on Fox, right?
I can't remember what network.
Yeah, I think it was on Fox because that was like the weekend for me was X-Files and Sliders for a while.
Yeah.
So that's June 1995. I think we should do more of this. Revisit like just one little month.
Yeah, I like that.
I love doing this.
I love any nostalgia that takes us out of 2020.
Yeah, I totally agree. I wish we could do an entire show where we just come in character, or what I'm saying, not in character, but we just pretend like it's a certain year the entire show.
All right, we'll do that.
We only talk about
that with
news from that
84
time,
once?
shit that just came out. Yeah, all that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do that. So we're going to take a break right now and come back, and we'll update you on our On the Road Again playlist, and we'll talk about what we watched, and we'll wrap up the show. So don't go away. I mean, it's only going to be like 2 seconds. All right, I got to find. I got to log in. Patreon.
Listen, you guys, I gotta bail. Actually,
Okay.
I was supposed to tell you I had like a hard out at 4:30.
All right.
But I don't know. Could I come back and what are we doing? We're doing road. We're doing songs when we come back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, before we go, do you want to do? We have one. Ask us anything.
Yeah, let's do that. And can I just be like, you guys? I gotta hit it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Sorry.
Gotta get down to the rally.
Now we're supposed to be somewhere at 5:30, and I gotta get in the shower, all this stuff.
All right, man.
Jeff.
And we're back.
We are back, and before we get to our playlists and what we're watching and all that, we every week do Ask Us Anything on our Patreon page, and you can go there and be a part of that and ask us questions. And we have a whole bunch this week, but we're going to do one with Ira real quick because he's got to leave, and this one comes from Dave Benson. Dave Benson asks, what is your favorite Naked Gun movie? And I'll kick it off, the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
That's got to be obvious, right? That it's the first one. I mean, that's
Well, they're all funny, but
yeah.
the first one's definitely the funniest.
Yeah, the first one is the best. The second one is, what is it, 2 3/4? Is that the second one? Is that what it's called?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really good, though. I do like the second one. It has a lot of good stuff in it. But, yeah, the first one is just always the best.
Well, speaking of Leslie Nielsen, I wanted to talk with Ira about the most recent Gilbert Gottfried's amazing
the airplane special.
We'll talk about that off of here. It was really good.
We could do it real quick. I mean,
well, no, because it's in another segment. We can't do it.
Okay.
But I love you, and it was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right.
I talked about Leslie Nielsen a lot. What?
Have fun blowing up Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, is that today?
Isn't that where you're heading?
I have it on my calendar as tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'll see.
I'm going to buy supplies for that.
All right. Well, I'll see you.
All right, listen, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was my fault that I was running late, and now I gotta leave. So
don't worry about it, dude.
Thank you, and good show. I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right, peace out, Ira.
Bye, Ira.
Bye, Ira. Good, he's gone. We can trash him now.
You're waiting till now to trash him?
Just kidding. We do have a couple more questions, so let's go for it. Wayne Blair asks, "Who was your first celebrity crush?" He says, "Mine was Jamie Lee Curtis. After seeing her in Halloween and then prom night, she was the be-all and end-all.
Trading Places.
Then when I turned 15, she went topless in Trading Places, and wow, I was like the kid in Animal House when the Playboy bunny fell into his bed. Thank you, God." I don't know. I would have to say
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is funny. My first celebrity crush would probably have been either Cheryl Tiegs or Bo Derek.
My first celebrity crush predated puberty even.
I said Bo Derek.
Yeah, I loved Julie Newmar as Catwoman.
Oh yeah, but I didn't really know that. I didn't know what it meant. I just wanted to see her when she was.
Yeah, no, but that outfit and everything.
Yeah. The only Catwoman from the original show that didn't do it for me was Lee Merriweather. I liked her with the kit. Something about her.
Yeah.
Did you like her in Boomerang too?
I don't recall. Steph, you have one?
Oh yeah, I think it's prepubescent, probably like Jeff, James Garner in the Rockford Files. That was probably my first celebrity. No, I take that back. It was Gil Gerard and Buck Rogers.
Oh, there you go. Mine too. No, but it does make me think of, again, Aaron Moran, and not Aaron Moran, Aaron Gray in Buck Rogers. You know, that I didn't really get it. I was more interested in Tweaky, but
yeah, I would get it was on after I got out of school in 4th grade, and I would rush to my grandmother's back bedroom and watch Buck Rogers in the dark, all curled up and hold my pillow like, oh, here he comes. Oh.
From the 25th century.
Oh, God, I love him. Yeah, he's so hot.
Were you using Guillermo's cum pillow?
Did he say pillow for you?
You sick ass. No, it was very tender. It was not like that at all.
We have one more. I'm just glossing over that. This one comes from Lou Caniglio, and I didn't want to get deep into this kind of thing, but it'll be real quick. What old TV show or movie do you predict will be canceled next? He says, I'm thinking Dukes of Hazzard. He was right. And potentially Smokey and the Bandit, because it's a shame because both of these have great cars and 70 songs associated with them. I don't think Smokey and the Bandit will get canceled. I think Dukes of Hazzard has served its place in culture. And if you want it, you can buy the DVDs, but why would anybody stream it now that isn't 40 and up?
I mean, it's a very dated show anyway. The humor's dated, everything about it's pretty dated. Everything's dated.
They're not. It's atypical for a show that's set in the South because anytime a bigot comes in the show, they all gang up on him from Boss Hogg all the way down to Jesse, Uncle Jesse. I mean, there's none of that in there. Just the problem is the top of the car has the Confederate flag on it, and it's also named after Robert E. Lee. So that's going to be a problem for some people. And I'm not taking a side. It was a fun show when I was 10. If you try to watch it now, it's just kind of fucking stupid. But that's just the way it is.
I just said Odd Couple would have to be canceled because of Murray.
Odd Couple, get out of here. I don't know. There's probably a lot of things that people won't see anymore, but they're not. It's not like they disappear forever. I don't like things being erased, but we're in a very sensitive time, so it's going to happen, and then maybe they'll come back. Remember, they took Roseanne off of everything and then slowly brought it back. So
yeah, I mean, they took Cosby off and then they put it back. So
yeah.
I mean, it's always for the we gotta get through this.
Yeah, and you can watch a Fatty Arbuckle movie.
Fatty Arbuckle did nothing wrong.
Yes, he did a lot wrong. Don't you say that. He is a terrible, terrible, terrible person. All right, let's do our summer road songs. Before we do ours, we have one real quick, and this one comes from Wayne. His song is Mental Hopscotch by Missing Persons. He says, this song is a great drum track, which makes me want to step on the gas. Plus, who doesn't like Dale Bozio? And you know what? He's correct. Dale Bozio was pretty fucking cool. So thank you, Wayne.
Thank you, all you guys, and thanks for submitting the questions. I love the questions. I hope people do this every week.
I do too. And Roby, I know you asked a question, and I will get to it next week. I promise.
Cool.
Let's do our On the Road Again playlist, the Summer On the Road Again playlist. We'll briefly tell you what the songs are and briefly why we picked them. Mine's very, very simple. It comes from a Chevette, a brown 1983 Chevette that I rode around in the summer of 1987 with our friend Denny. And these are the three songs that were just on repeat. Rocket by Def Leppard, which comes from the...
Rocket!
Yeah! Hysteria.
Stay alive!
Oh, yeah, we got to do that. That's enough. Hello?
The last time I did it on my phone, but this time it's on the speaker.
You got to hold it up to the microphone.
So I think it'll sound better this time. But last time it was only on my phone.
I don't know. We'll see. I also have Motley Crue's Wild Side from the Girls, Girls, Girls album.
That was jam.
My favorite song from 1987 that mentions Justin Trudeau's mother. Then lastly...
Does it mention his mother?
JFK, Marilyn Monroe, Street Walking Gypsy, Margaret Trudeau said, hey, what you gonna do when time runs? Oh, no, that's a different song. Use it. Never mind. Different album, different song. White Snake's Still of the Night, which sounded like a Led Zeppelin song.
Black Dog.
Yeah.
Jam, though. I just listened to this today, Tim.
All right, that's enough. You know, when I was working at 96 Rock, this must have been 2001 or something. David Coverdale was on the. I said it like Southside Steve. David Coverdale was on the. Is that his name? Dell or Dale? Who doesn't matter. He was in he was in the break room, getting a drink and looking at a TV. And I walked in and went, "Oh my God, David, blah blah blah." And he went, "Hello." I said, the summer of 1987, man. It was me and my friend's car, and it was your album over and over again. I'm so glad to hear that. I said, all right, see ya.
Did you ever bang Tawny Katane? That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the answer to that. So.
Who wiped all the jizz off the hood of that Jaguar?
What did her snatch smell like?
Oh, come on.
Well, it's me. You open the door, I'm walking through.
I imagine it's very tawny.
Jeff, go.
Oh, mine are Jackson Brown running on empty.
Yep.
Keep going. Say what you're gonna say.
I like that Laurel Canyon special. The stuff about Jackson Brown was my favorite part from the second episode.
Yeah, you've always been a Jackson Brown fan.
Yeah, I was into that, and I didn't like seeing the stuff about the Eagles so much because I hate the fucking Eagles. But my second one was American Girl by Tom Petty.
Right.
That's a good road song.
That's such a great song, just in general. That opening riff.
Yeah.
Reminds me of like I'm about to get bashed over my head and have my size 14 skin taken off my body.
Hey, little cheaper. Would you?
And the third one, Little Red Corvette, Prince. Just because Prince.
That's a great summer song.
Absolutely.
Just reminds you of taking some underage something to a field.
What?
I don't know. Just kidding. I don't know.
Reminds you of Steph humping her pillow.
Okay.
Stop it.
Steph, you got to slow down.
I'm so sorry. Mine, since we were doing 95, I just started pulling up all the songs that I rode around and listened to in 95. And this was a huge one for me. Love the song Running by the Far Side. Tim, you were still listening to hip hop in the 90s, right? Remember this song?
No, not really.
It's a jam. It's a classic. So if you've never listened to Labyrinth, California, it's an excellent 90s hip hop album. So I would definitely check that out. And then I know you know Temptations by Tupac.
Hell yeah.
I was always riding around listening to All Eyes on Me all through the whole year of 95.
I thought Tupac was cool as shit. I really liked Tupac.
He was, and this was such a great album. There was a lot of big hits on this one, but this was the one I'd be sliding around at nighttime in my 85 tempo with my tape blaring on it. It was good too.
He was an extremely talented person, and it was so sad what happened to him.
Very lyrically gifted, without a doubt. It is a tragedy. And then the other song, I loved the song. It was in the soundtrack of the movie that I was talking about earlier, Demon Knight.
Oh yeah.
And also Cable Guy, if you recall, whenever Jim Carrey doing the basketball scene was perfect when they did the backboard. But this is another one. It was very angry. This is very fueling to that drive. But anyway, so those are all three of my songs, guys.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Steph and Jeff. Ira didn't submit any. So we're going to wrap up here shortly, but we're going to first do what one thing did everybody watch and our picks. So Jeff, why don't you go first?
I watched the state reunion. They did one of those Zoom reunions the other day.
How was that?
Really good. And they like acted out some sketches like, I want to dip my balls in it.
Did they do ass pennies?
No, they didn't do ass pennies, and they didn't do it. They didn't do the $180 worth of pudding or whatever.
Wait, Ass Pennies was Upright Citizens Brigade.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Never mind.
No,
But,
did they do the hot dogs where they ate all the hot dogs? And...
No. But they've read a couple sketches, and then they talked about stuff that they wrote that never got on, and it was just cool to see. Everybody was there except for that one dude that was in the Super Troopers. I forget what his name is, but he was the only one that from the show that wasn't there. And then they auctioned off a bunch of shit, like for extremely fucking high prices. Like 3 T-shirts that they had, like old T-shirts, went for like $1,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn.
I found out that like all state fans are super fucking wealthy, and I'm a loser. But it was cool to see, and I think you can watch it online now at thestate.com.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting a text.
And my stat pick was King of Staten Island. I think it's worth watching, everybody.
I may give it a shot. I mean, it's Judd Apatow, so you know it's going to be good.
I'll watch it. I'm telling you, Tim, he's not a terrible actor. That other movie that me and Jeff were talking about with the kids, it's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, he was good.
I don't like it.
But Bill Burr is really good. And Steve Buscemi is amazing.
Bill Burr's on Joe Rogan this week.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good episode. Jeff, I'll say, was right about Wellington Paranormal. I watched the first episode of that. I'm going to watch the second episode as well. And I'm also going to start watching Dave. But Wellington Paranormal, really, really funny. If you can find it, get it. It's worth it. And it's done by the same people that do What We Do in the Shadows, right?
Yep.
And then my staff pick is Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. This week was a fantastic episode. Julie Haggerty and Robert Hayes, who are the main characters in Airplane. It's the 40th anniversary of Airplane, and they talk about casting. They talk about what it was like working with those classic actors who were encouraged to play it straight. A lot of stories about all the people in that film. So if you're a fan of Airplane and you're a fan of those actors, it's worth it.
Cool.
And I'll do Ira real quick, and then Steph, you can wrap up. Ira, he was talking about that, or Seinfeld on Mark Maron, which I was told was fantastic, so I got to listen to that. And then his staff pick is Wind of Change podcast, which is basically saying that the CIA wrote Winds of Change. And I think we've talked about it before, but that's Ira's staff pick.
The Scorpion song, The Winds of Change?
Yeah. Wind of Change or whatever.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development wrote Rock You Like a Hurricane.
I was gonna say who did Stranglehold, but I figured that's not gonna be a good joke.
No, and that's a Ted Nugent song, so the CIA didn't write that.
Right.
Which is a great song.
I really do hate that song though. God, it goes on forever.
I love the guitar riff in it. The lyrics are stupid.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
basically, what is it? Like you got her in a stranglehold so she can't get away from you.
Yeah, it's in one of those wonderful songs about just
domestic violence.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Do you want me to do my Tuesdays?
Yeah.
This is one I know a lot of our listeners have been fans of this show for a long time, and it's one of those that I've been meaning to give it a try. So we just finally started watching Schitt's Creek, and I'm obsessed with the show. We've already binged the whole first season almost.
You got a bunch of them to watch, though. And
I know, 5 seasons.
Looking forward to that, yeah.
I was so excited. And Eugene and his son, Dan Levy, I think may be one of the funniest. He's so funny. It like hurts to watch them sometimes. Their chemistry and Catherine O'Hara's diction on this show of this put upon actress.
Yeah.
I just saw Jeff's graphic because I've been looking at a document. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Dave. I see
it. Go ahead.
But anyway, so if you haven't given Schitt's Creek a chance, hit up Netflix because they've got the first 5 seasons now, and it's so funny. And my stat pick is it's a podcast. And one of my biggest pet peeves with true crime podcasts is if it is not resolved by the end of the episode. This is called Solved. So, going in.
Sweet.
You're getting the shit solved. They're going to go through the whole story, and at the end, you'll hear some resolution. And it's done by Parcast, so it's high budget, very well done. I'm listening to the first episode now, and it's all about the Clutter family, the In Cold Blood. Remember the family that was killed in Cold Blood?
What's it called again?
It's called Solved. True
Solved.
Crime Mysteries.
You think so?
Yeah, they don't have Capote doing acting
Listen
in
to
it,
me.
but
I can't. I don't even know what it is.
No one gets that except you guys.
You leave Truman Capote alone.
Give her a break. His husband. Give her a break. Her husband was killed.
All right.
All right, man.
So that wraps up the show for this week. Thank you guys for being here.
And I just want to say, you see my shirt here, Gwinnett the Gwinnett Jail Dogs program. If you are not familiar with it, if you're looking to adopt a dog, if you're not going to go to Barkville, please consider Gwinnett Jail Dogs program, because they do a lot of great work with helping to get people back on the right track while they're stuck in jail. Set them on a whole new path for their life, so when they come back, they hopefully will never end up there again. So, and it's awesome for the dogs. It's great for the inmates, and I highly suggest, if you've never looked into the Gwinnett Jail Dogs, check them out.
All right, we'll do. All right, thank you guys.
All right.
Thank you, Ira. Thank you, Redbox Troll. And until next week, please remember to
keep it canon.
See, I stop. How do you stop?